you doing? Come on, Enid, this way. This way. Go to the new studio. Go to the new studio. I don't know what that is. Enid, you've got to go to the new studio. No, this way. Oh, there's my deer. It's right here, sweetheart. No, stop chasing the rooster. There you go. You ready to go in? It's our first video. It's our first video inside. I know who put this here, right? Well, it's a little sparse, but it's a work in progress. There's all my stuff. What do you think, baby? It's your new house. Our new house. This is where we're gonna be spending most of our time. Please don't pee. Okay, I'm starting this like way far away, just so you can see how big this is. And come on. And how big this is and how great the windows are. What do you think, baby? Enid loves it. You blend right into my dress. Problem with having a black dog and wearing all black clothes. This is Enid. Hi, I am Mare. Welcome to the first video ever inside my studio slash they shed slash guest house. I feel like I've waited my entire life for this one little building that is mine. I am in my big sun hat era. So Enid, I think we should move the camera up so we're a little bit closer. What do you think? I just wanted you to see, this is one of the front doors, but it's basically a 12 by 14 space with nothing in it at the moment. So I just wanted to do a vlog today because it's my first vlog in here and very excited. I have a can of Coke because I need caffeine. I'm not doing coffee. Let's put that up there. Oh my God, it's perfect. So eventually there's going to be a little coffee bar right here. Let me move the camera up a little bit, but I just wanted you to see the lovely area here. I'm wearing one of my fancy dresses. And here, we'll look around real quick. So window. So this wall back here is actually going to be where I'm going to be recording. So I'm going to have some kind of couch and shelves and cool background. The ceiling is very cool. There's this window over here, that window. This is the best part though. So this is the front, this is the view I will be looking at as I am filming. I know you guys would probably love to see this like behind me, but then the lighting is gonna be very weird because I'll be like mega backlit. So for now, I am sitting in this little corner on a lawn chair. Nice. So let me set this up. I will be right back. We're gonna, wait, maybe I can do it without. Can we do a no editing Peter Mon style video? Yes, we can. Okay, that's better. Oh, scooching up the camera. There we go. I was kind of jokingly saying I should call the studio Ophelia Hall like on Wednesday because Enid, my little Mexican hairless baby here, is named after Enid on the Netflix show Wednesday, in case you're wondering. So the lighting, I know it's not that great right now. Sorry about the lighting not being the best right now. It's late in the day and it is raining outside. So this is what we got to work with. This weekend, my husband is going to run electrical. He's going to put the plugs in. He's going to put where the lights are going to go. We're going to work this all out. We're actually going to have recessed ceiling lights. So all of this is going to be insulated and then drywall over it. But first we got to run the electrical, then insulation, then drywall, then paint. And I think the back wall is going to be soundproofed. I found this really cool. Like, have you guys seen the wooden slat walls and they're like soundproof? So I think that's going to be on the back wall and possibly wood slat ceiling, but I don't know. I'm not sure what I want to do with the ceiling yet. Do you know, Enid? Because I do not know. No, I do. She's just looking at me like, my mom's talking. She is so tired. It has been a day. So, hi, welcome. I have lots of new people here, so why don't I do like a little intro-y kind of thing. My first intro ever in the new studio. And then we'll just get into this whole thing. what's going on and what's been going on for weeks. And oops, kicking my tripod. So I have new people here from Peter Mon's channel. Hello, welcome. I am so glad you're here. Let's see, can we, oh, there we go. We can, up close and personal, bring that down a little bit. All right. So if you're new here, welcome. Thanks for coming over. Thanks for stopping by. All of my people who have been with me for a long time, I missed you guys. A few weeks ago, I had oral surgery. I still have 2 lumps right here. I have been on a journey to fix my teeth for about three or 4 years now. Started, I think, in 2021. It really ramped up in 2022. And as my oral surgeon said, so can I ask why you haven't been back to finish the last 2 implants? And I was like, almost $5,000 to get these 2 implants done. Insurance does not pay for it. Don't get me started. I could do a rant about that because they are necessary. I was at risk of losing my top molar back here and my top molar back here if I did not get these put in. And I do not want to lose my molars. So I am missing the ones on the bottom back here. So now I have 2 titanium posts drilled down into my jaw all the way down to here. And they knocked me out under general anesthetic and did that. I did do a video right after my surgery, so I will be putting that up at some point. I have been recording, and I have Enid's birthday video. Her first birthday was a few weeks ago. I did the oral surgery thing. I did a thing with Eliza, updating on her. So this is going to be a vlog, like a first vlog back, first vlog in the new studio, and I have a lot to talk about. If you guys like Peter Mon and his long rambling, going on like 5 different tangents and then getting back to the point, you are in the right place because I swear. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hi, welcome. I am Mare. If you are new here, welcome. If you have been here before, thank you for being here again. Thank you for coming back. I am a retired hairstylist, makeup artist, esthetician, and nail tech, and now I live on a mountain in the middle of nowhere, and I have a new studio. Jazz hands. Enid's on my lap looking at me like wacko. I have 4 dogs. I'm a dog mom. My husband and I have been rescue dog people for the 25 years that we have been together. It was a shared passion. He said to me, if you don't like dogs, we're gonna have a problem. And the rest is history. We have helped foster, adopt out, and save over 60 dogs in our 25 years together. We've helped rehome dogs. We fostered back in Michigan before we relocated out here. I am originally from the Detroit area, from Metro Detroit. So if you hear a weird accent and you're like, I have a weird accent, it is called Midwest meets New York City, New Jersey. That is a pileated woodpecker. We live on just over an acre, and we are in Northeast Pennsylvania, up on a mountain, literally up on a mountain, middle of nowhere. So I don't know if you can kind of see out there, there's woods, and it is all protected land behind our acre and a quarter or whatever. I think we have an acre and a quarter. It's all protected land back there, so nobody can ever build back there, which is a dream. So we basically, for my life and my husband's life and the time we are here, which is we don't plan on going anywhere, nobody can build back there. So we just have woods, we have deer, we have so many different birds. After I met my husband, we relocated out here because of his job. So we are both from Michigan originally. He's from the west side, I'm from the east side. If you know, you know, if you're from Detroit. So when we moved out here, my license would not transfer, my cosmetology license. Obviously what I wanted to do was move out here and just start doing hair and makeup and nails and esthetician work out here. But I wrote to the state board and I tried to transfer my license, and to this day, I still have the letter. We moved here almost 17 years ago, and I still have the letter from 17 years ago that says, we cannot complete your transfer. You need to go back to school and get more hours. Because I don't know if you knew this, but all the states have different requirements for how many hours you need to get to do certain things. I did not have enough hours to transfer my license. Now, by then, I had been out of cosmetology school for a long time. You would think I would have enough hours, especially how much I went to school in Michigan. But if you go to either of the coasts, their hours are like through the roof. It is ridiculous. It's just like how you go to the coast and everything's more expensive. Yeah. Anyway, when we moved here, we moved because we were going to, we was not doing well. We had to move because of my husband's job. There was no work for him in Michigan. He would have gotten laid off. And when we relocated, we did not have a lot of money. We actually were in debt to move just so that we could have a chance to build a better life out here. And Lordy, like the risk we took was so worth it, because everything that has happened since then has just been like, all I have to say is if you're scared to try something new or scared to go somewhere new, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Our first 10 to 12 out of our 17 years were really struggle. They were really a struggle. It was a lot. We both hustled like crazy. We were working like crazy. We were both doing everything we could. We were still just trying to claw our way out of the debt of moving out here. So we actually moved in here on, I think it was October 3rd, something like that, of 2008. And just started slowly building our dream home. And I said we kind of wanted to build a place that we don't need to take a vacation from, and we did such a good job because I seriously never want to leave my house. I love it here. I work from home. I do have a career. I have a job. I work from home. My husband works from home sometimes 3 days a week, but usually like 2 to 3 days a week he can work from home. But he does work like 60 or 70 hours a week. So even though he's home. Okay, so for par example, it is Friday and it is 5:34, and I said, how much longer do you have to work? Because we want to go out to dinner and celebrate the new shed. I do have a new shed back there for my chickens to put on my feed. We'll get into that in a minute. I said, how much longer are you working? And he's like, oh, at least another hour. So it's Friday night, and he probably won't be done working seriously until like 7 o'clock tonight, which is why I am dressed to go to dinner. I'm probably not gonna wear the big hat because it's a little much for eating inside. Okay, my hair is a mess. Look how long, wait, I haven't colored my hair yet, but look how long my hair is now. I have hair. My little bob is growing in. So it's a mess because I've been working outside all day and it's been raining. That's why it's a hat kind of day. But I love the big hat. Ever since I got sun poisoning the weekend of Easter, I do not go out in the sun without a giant hat and like SPF 50 on my lips and on my face and everywhere else because I'm like terrified. I do not want sun poisoning ever again. One time this year, that was good enough. I'm good. I'm good. I have invested in some new big hats. If you would like to see a new summer hat haul, I can do that. I got 4 new hats. 4 or 5? Enid, I lost count. 4 new hats. I got 2 like this, and I got 2 of the smaller hats. The smaller brim, you'll see them when you see them. But I did get 4 new hats because I'm working outside so much that I constantly am wearing like a different hat outside. I wear hats when I go into town. I wear hats when I go to the farmer's market. Everywhere I go, if I'm working in my yard, I have a sun hat on. And I have several. I'm getting quite the collection. Yeah, so we relocated out here and it was really a struggle. We have been slowly remodeling this house for 17 years going on. This October will be 17 years. This year is one of the biggest years. The last few years, it has just really blown up. We are very blessed and prosperous and everything is going well. I don't want to jinx it. It's Friday the 13th. Let's not jinx it. We are investing a lot into the property. We had the patio done last year in October. We just had a bunch more trees cleared because we had trees that were dead. They were completely hollow. Oh, I recorded that too. I've been recording. I haven't been online and uploading, but I have been recording. So you guys will probably see videos. Oh, there's a little bird right outside my window. Hi, little bird. Now I sound like Peter Pan. Hello, little bird. It's a little bird on my husband's shed roof right out that window. And you can see him like looking in the window like, wait a minute, this building was not here this morning. So this studio this was not planned until a couple years ago, really. I don't know even where to start this vlog. Why is this vlog called Nobody Deserves All This? Let's rewind to a few weeks ago, and you'll see some vlogs and some videos coming up over the next week, I'm sure, that I recorded over the last 2 to 3 weeks. And I will put notes on there saying previously recorded in the date, so you guys know. So we're gonna start with today, and then over the next week, you'll probably see some of the stuff that happened leading up to this. When I got my oral surgery, it was really not planned to just come out of the blue like it was. My husband cracked a tooth. He ended up having to go to emergency oral surgery, and he got an implant put in. He had 2 teeth pulled and got an implant. And he said, you know, you should just go and get your last 2 done, because my dentist has been bothering me to get them done because I'm having trouble with my upper molar in the back. I need to get the lower ones. They kind of like line up. So they've been bugging me. And he goes, you know what, just make the appointment, go do it. So I called my oral surgeon several weeks ago and I said, hey, can I come in and get this done? And they're like, well, he's going to want to see you just to recheck, see how everything is, make sure nothing moved. We'll do x-rays. We did all that. That was on a Thursday. And then they literally said, can you come next Tuesday? And I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, I got plans. I have plans. I'm pulling out my phone because I want to look up the date of, it was it the 27th? No. No, it was the week before that, I think. I don't know why I didn't remember this. I made it on the date, so I remember. May 20th was the date of my oral surgery. I went in on Thursday the 15th. That's when he said, can I ask why you haven't done it sooner? And I'm like, money, because insurance doesn't pay for it. And he's like, I totally understand. Well, let's get it done. And I said, yeah, my husband is like, things are good. It's like some days, you know, when it's feast or famine. And we're doing well with savings and with everything too. We've been like budgeting. You guys have not seen me on here showing makeup hauls and things. When I started my YouTube channel, I was a makeup collector, a big time. Like, I think I had over 500 palettes in like 2021, 2022. And I've been slowly decluttering and donating and getting rid of most of them. But I've been on a low buy all this year. I think this year I have 3 palettes this whole year. And I have not, I just got some Notoriously Morbid that I ordered back in April before I started my summer low buy, no buy. I got my Notoriously Morbid stuff, and it's so funny. It's like, it says on there like Easter, but it's handmade cosmetics, so it takes them a long time. So I think I mentioned that. Also, if you're new here, I am an indie makeup person. I support independent artists, independent small businesses. I do not like corporate anything. So I am not a big corporate channel. So what you will probably, I want to say probably, I will never say never because I don't want to jinx it. Occasionally you'll see something that I got at Ulta or Sephora. It's usually a sunscreen or maybe some skincare. But I am not a big fan of corporate makeup brands. I like to support family-owned, small-owned, independent business owned companies where like one person owns it and there's no investors and there's not a bunch of that stuff. I also like to support small artists. I did go to art school back in Detroit before I started doing hair and makeup. I went to art school, then I segued into cosmetology school was basically the way it went, because art school was so expensive. Not that cosmetology school wasn't, but getting a degree at CCS, which is Center for Creative Studies in Detroit, was outrageous. I did learn a lot while I was there, and I oil paint, I do acrylics, also hence having a studio. I'm going to be able to paint out here and do my oil paintings. I'm going to have a little area set up on that side. I'm going to be recording back here, but I'm actually going to have a little painting area. So maybe my 4th channel eventually will be an oil painting or a painting channel. Who knows? Maybe I'll do an art channel. I already have somebody who wants to hire me to do a commission painting for them this fall. So I need to get the studio together because, long story short, she's hiring me to do a portrait of her dog for a birthday gift for her husband. So I need to get this thing rolling. That being said, the drywall and the insulation and everything is coming on Monday. Next weekend, we have the guys coming out, our friends coming out who are contractor, they do contractor stuff. They're friends, but they also do contractor work. They're going to be doing all the insulation and the drywall and mudding and taping and doing all that. And then I will be putting in the floor myself. I want to do the floor. I know how to do the floor. I'm excited about it. So the floor is going to be fun. I don't know why. I love doing flooring. I've really learned over 17 years of living here with no family or friends here. We moved out to middle of nowhere and left all of our family and friends. Sorry, roosters. This is why I'm going to have an air conditioner in here and the windows closed, because all summer, that is what I am closer to the chickens than ever. Okay, those of you who've been watching me a while, you know I'm way up on the patio. Oh my God. Really? Really? The coop is literally right there. Okay, I'm not going to apologize for the roosters anymore. It is what it is. You hate roosters. I'm sorry. This may not be the place for you. Eventually, we'll have the air in there, and I'm going to have that soundproofed, and we're going to have... Y'all! It's a myth that roosters only crow in the morning. Those are lies straight from the pits of hell. Roosters crow all day. They crow to let the flock know that things are going on. They crow to mark their territory. They're like letting everyone know this is our yard. I think I'm going to pause. You know what? My camera's going to stop anyway, so let me pause. I'm going to close these two windows. I think I can leave the other ones open. I'm going to at least close this one because there are roosters right in my ear. But yeah, my camera's going to stop in a second. I will be back in 3, 2, 1. And I'm back. And we're back. Okay, it's a little quieter. We just have that window open. Okay, so again, went on like a total tangent, right? May 20th, oral surgery. I was in bed for about 7 days on painkillers and just dying. The main thing was I couldn't eat. I've been on a very liquid, and now I'm still on a very soft diet. I am living on protein shakes and yogurts, yogurt with muesli. I don't know if you can tell, but I have lost a lot of weight, which is great. Crazy way to lose weight, but I have lost a lot of weight 2 ways. Since the last time you guys saw me, I am down about 12 pounds. Yay, which is great. And I am not trying to lose weight to be skinny mini. I gotta be skinny, I gotta be hot. I do wanna be hot and skinny. However, I am losing the weight because I always feel tired, and I have a previous left knee injury and a right ankle injury. And when I'm carrying extra weight, the more extra weight I have on me, the more those hurt. To the point where in the mornings, I would get out of bed and I had a cane next to my bed going, ow, 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 when I was like, gained a lot of weight back in January. But I've been losing it all year. The greatest thing is, so far, since my highest weight last year, are you guys ready? Are you ready? Since my highest weight last year, I have lost 28 pounds. Pat myself on the back. I am down 28 pounds in the last year. I am so proud of myself, and mostly I'm proud because I know I still have a lot of weight to lose, and you guys are going to go, you look great. No, you don't. Yes, I do. Okay. I know I'm getting back to the weight and the shape I was in back in 2018. In 2018, I was in the best shape of my life, and that's what I'm trying to get back to before the whole pandemic thing ruined it for me. So I'm trying to get back to that, and I know I can do it. I know exactly what I need to do to get back to that. So that's what I'm working towards, and that was when I felt the best. Yeah, I looked great. I could wear whatever I wanted, whatever. I was still self-conscious about the way I looked. I still thought I looked fat. Now I look back at those pictures, I'm like, I was crazy. I looked awesome. I would give anything to look like that again. But I am not taking anything. I will say never with this. I will never take any kind of Ozempic or anything because the side effects are too scary, and I don't like to take anything, and I definitely am not taking that. I had a hysterectomy when I was 43. So I am already, another reason I have to work out a lot and lift weights and walk and run and I do all the things I do is to keep my bone strength up because I had a full hysterectomy at 43. Yay! Oh, God. Good times, good times. But I do not want to risk osteoporosis and some of the bone density problems. It's just too scary. And I am 56. Okay, it's good genetics. Don't come for me. I have zero filler. I have zero Botox. I have zero plastic surgery. I don't have anything against those things. I did back in, I want to say 2022. I tried Botox and I had cheek fillers back then. And I don't think, I may do Botox again someday. I'm not opposed to it. I do have a really good doctor, and it's not just some rando who does it. It's like I have an actual doctor who did it, and he was awesome, and I love him, and I would go back to him in a heartbeat. The thing was just the cost. To me, like the cost of it, you know, like spending like $500 to $700 every like 6 months or something. And for what? I'm like, I would rather just embrace my age, and everyone says I look great anyway. And I'm like, I want to be real on here. There may come a point where I might want to do something, but for one thing, I told my husband, I said, I will not do anything until I lose all this weight. I want to lose all the weight I want to lose, and then I'll see where I'm at. So yeah, that is not a thing. But I don't judge anybody who does any of those things. Do whatever you got to do. Everybody's an individual. Me, what works for me is eating whole foods, eating healthy. I do all vegan, vegetarian. I would say I'm like 95% vegan. I eat very little. I mean, occasionally I might have a piece of fish or a little bit of cheese, but that's it. And I'm very lactose intolerant, so that's my main problem with that. I don't eat any meat. I don't really like fish. Occasionally I'll have like a bite of salmon, but I can't even eat like a whole piece of salmon. I'm like, ooh, no. Seafood, I don't do anymore. I don't do crab. I don't do lobster. So, and I just know what works for me is like eating a whole foods diet and lots of protein. I eat very, very little carbs. And the way that I have lost 12 pounds in the last since May 20th. So in what, 1, 2, 3 weeks, you're like, that's a lot of weight to lose in 3 weeks. I've cut sugar out basically completely. Yes, I have a Coke right here. It's the only sugar I have. Is occasionally I will have a Coke. I don't have them every day. And I really didn't have any Coke for the past like 2.5 weeks. The last 4 or 5 days, I've had like 2 or 3 Cokes, and that's it. So I really cut sugar out. I don't have any sweets in my house. Yeah, no sugar, no sweets, no snack foods. Like no chips, no pretzels, none of that. The thing is I can't eat any of that stuff because my jaw's still recovering. So the oral surgery, other than my teeth are gonna be like phenomenal, I'm gonna have like my Hollywood smile finally. No veneers though, no veneers. I'm not gonna have 2 like dark spots back here anymore. But no veneers. I can't do the Tic Tac teeth. They're creepy and they're scary and they freak me out. Can't do that. Plus, I like my teeth. Anyway, so my smile will be complete by the fall. So that's very cool. So I was thinking, like, I've been wanting to make this video for a while, and I wanted to call it Nobody Deserves All This. And it is kind of a clickbaity title, right? Because you're like, oh, you're saying nobody deserves all this, like somebody's picking on you. And it's completely the opposite. So here's what happened a few weeks ago. So I went to the oral surgeon on the 15th. I had the surgery on the 20th. My niece was here until the 25th, helping take care of the dogs and everything while I was like completely out of commission. Oh my God, I was dying. My jaw was bruised on both sides. It was rough. I did do one vlog, I think, that I haven't put up yet, that I will probably put up, and it's gonna be funny. I look like a chipmunk. Then that week, I went on the 20th and had my oral surgery. The next day, I had to take Eliza to the vet, my 13-year-old Italian Greyhound who has leukemia. Her leukemia is not active. She is not needing chemo. Her white blood cells are great. Her blood work is great. I took her in, and then they said, can you bring her back I took her in on Wednesday, the 21st. And one of my friends said, well, that wasn't good planning, getting your oral surgery and then having to drive your dog to the vet the day after. Well, so yeah, literally I couldn't take any pain meds the day after my oral surgery because I had to drive. So I drove Eliza to the vet appointment, and I said, well, the vet appointment was made months before my oral surgery. So I took her to the vet on the 21st of May. She got her blood work, and then we had to wait, and my vet said, I would like to see her for an ultrasound. Can you bring her back? So I dropped her off on Thursday, the 22nd, for an ultrasound. Okay, so Memorial Day was May 26th, right? Some of you guys know I talk about my dad a lot. My dad is 94 and he is still with us. So the day after Memorial Day, my dad had to have surgery. Now he's 94, so that's scary. And I've been telling you guys in some of my vlogs that I was going to go to Michigan and my dad was going to have surgery. He needed a heart valve replaced. His options were open heart surgery, which was not an option because he's 94 and it would have taken him out. He wouldn't have survived it. His second option was go into palliative care because we can't fix it. And that would be sad. It would be like just watching him slowly fade away. We didn't like that option. The third option was him getting a heart valve replacement through the vein in his leg, knocking him out for an hour. They went up through the vein in his leg and replaced his heart valve. That is what they did. But exactly a week before my dad had his heart valve surgery, I had my oral surgery done, so I could not drive out there to be with my dad on his surgery day, which kind of sucked. But my brother, the whole time, he was like live texting. He was going through the whole surgery. Every time they're like, he's under right now. And he said it was so cool. The hospital, they were like such pros there. They were texting my brother, like giving him real-time updates of everything that was going on with my dad. It was so cool. So it was a nail-biting Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day, that my dad had his surgery. He came out of it, and the next day, like, my dad was texting me the next morning at 7:30 in the morning saying, I'm sitting in a recliner. I can't believe how good I feel. My dad was awake at 7:30 in the morning in the recliner in the hospital texting me. And I was like, I can't believe how lucky we are. I mean, to be 94 and get a heart valve replaced, and it couldn't have gone better. I had my surgery, it went great, but then it gets better, right? So then my vet calls and says all of Eliza's tests came back. We were worried about my 13-year-old Italian Greyhound Eliza. She's a puppy mill rescue dog, and so she has very questionable health and a lot of issues. And she's been having a rough time lately. So, and I was like, God, I can't lose another dog. We've lost 4 dogs. We lost 4 dogs since 2022. So then I'm worried about Eliza, right? Because I'm like, we can't lose another dog. Can we have, and I said, please, can we have 1 year where we don't lose a dog? Because we've been losing 1 dog, then 2 dogs. And I can't go on a 4th year straight and lose another one of our pack. We have 4 dogs right now. We have 4 left. The day of my dad's surgery, or no, it was the day after my dad's surgery, my vet calls. She calls and she's like, how you doing? How is your face feeling? How's your mouth feeling? Are you feeling better? Because she knew I had the oral surgery thing. I'm like, I'm doing good. She's making small talk, right? And I'm like, wait, okay. Is she setting me up for some bad news? Because they got Eliza's blood work back. So it was the 27th or 28th, something like that, right? She calls me with Eliza's blood work and the results of the x-rays and the ultrasound and the Addison's test because they were worried she might have Addison's disease. She calls and she says, her ultrasound is clear. And I'm like, oh my God, thank God. Because we were worried she might have tumors or something. We were worried that her leukemia might have like metastasized, whatever, so we were worried about that. She was totally clear. And I go, okay, wait. So what you're telling me is my dog that has been like, but her electrolytes were off and she had things that were off. Like some things were off with her and her spleen had some weird values with it. So what she's on now is Eliza is on a low dose of prednisone actually she's going for a checkup in a couple of weeks. I think, the 23rd she goes for a checkup. But she's been on a low dose of prednisone to kick her immune system in. So just something was off with her, but we believe we have it worked out, but her blood work's clear, her ultrasound's clear, her white cells are good, all her organ functions are perfect. We'll retest to see if her spleen's okay and what's going on with that. That was a little weird, but it wasn't like way off. Her electrolytes were off, but she had also been a little pukey and diarrhea and food sensitive the day before she went to the vet. So my vet goes, well, that's probably all it was. So we're going to get her retested and everything's going to be rechecked in another week and a half or so. So I'm like, okay, wait a minute. So then, okay, are you ready? Because then it gets even crazier. So then if that's not enough, like literally a week and a half after my oral surgery, Enid goes in to get spayed. She got spayed. She got her little hernia fixed. She was born with a hernia. So she had a little hernia that they fixed. She got spayed and she got her microchip. So she is all set. She is good. Of course, that was a basket case, right? And on top of that, I'm still recovering. I'm only a week and 2 days out of oral surgery. And I'm a basket case about her. And I'm trying not to grind my teeth because it makes my jaw hurt more. I drop her off and I'm like, oh my God, they got her in and out of there fast. They're like, you can come, we'll do an early checkout time for you. My vet knows me. Look, I've been going to her for like 15 years. So she knows me. Enid was fine. So I'm like, so as everything is happening, right? My camera's going to stop again. Oh my God, longest vlog ever, but it's so much to catch up on. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. So I called my friend Jamie because I'm like, I am freaking out. And he goes, why? And I said, you know, when you've had a rough time for your entire life, and it seems like, why do I have such bad luck? Why are bad things always happening to me? Why? And you're always like, why? And I told him, I go, I'm so confused right now. And he goes, why? What's wrong? I said, okay, so everything is going great in life. I mean, other than, yeah, we lost a lot of dogs. I've lost a lot of people. I've probably lost more friends and family than anybody should. My dad is 94, guys. I mean, all my older family is gone. God, by the time I was in high school, my parents were like ancient, you know? They weren't. You know how kids are, though. They'll find anything to pick on other kids about. And that was such an uncomfortable thing for me, to be the kid in school that has the parents that are old enough to be, they're like, and kids would say that to me. They'd be like, oh, my grandparents are the same age as your parents. And I'm like, what do you want me to do with that? What do you want me? Great. Well, at least my parents are still here. I don't know. And they're, you know what? My parents never got divorced, and a lot of people did. So whatever. But yeah, so that was tough. I had a lot of struggles in my 20s, and even in my 20s was like a really bad time. From the time I was like 19 until I was about 30, rough times. I remember I turned 30 when I met him, and that's when my life really turned around. Really, by the time I was about 31, I was still a little flaky when I first met him because I was like, this is too good to be true. So my whole life, because of what I went through growing up and having just a really hard time and always being kind of an outcast and like, why me, why me, why me? I was always why meing myself to death, okay? It was just stupid. And looking back, I'm like, don't do that. And I remember, I think I was like 16 or 17, and my dad said, he said, you know, you're going to look back when you're my age and you're going to be frustrated that you wasted so much time being mad at things that are out of your control. Now, that's one of the benefits of having an older parent. But the thing is, that didn't sink in for me until I was in my 30s. But I told my dad recently, I said, you know, I don't know if you remember saying that to me, but it stuck in the back of my head. It planted a seed, and I didn't remember that, and I carried it through my life. And it has totally mega blossomed now. Because you can be into dark, spooky stuff all you want. You can be gothy, you can be spooky. But let me tell you what I left behind is the feeling of being like, I'm doomed, why me? My whole life's a big dark room. No, you know what? My life is a big bright room now. And the future is bright, and everything is bright and open and beautiful. And I believe in good things. But I called my friend Jamie after all this good stuff started happening. So I got my oral surgery. My dad made it through his surgery. Eliza made it, like got through all her tests, and they're like, everything's great. I got the date. They called me and said right around then, oh, here's the date that your studio and your shed are getting delivered. And the lady who called, because I always go down there and I'm in all my black and gothy stuff, she called and she's like, hey, we can schedule it to get delivered on Friday the 13th, which is what today is. Happy Friday the 13th, the best day, awesome day here. She said, we can deliver it on Friday the 13th. I thought that would be great for you. And I'm like, you are so thoughtful, and thank you for noticing. She clearly noticed my gothy aesthetic, and she's like, well, what a great day to deliver your studio and everything is on Friday the 13th. And I said, okay, as long as it doesn't like fall off the trailer or something. I'm like, no. And so I really believe in it is what you make of it, right? So I called Jamie and I'm like, look, dude, I'm freaking out. And he's like, why? I go, I'm literally freaking out. And I was mostly worried. This was in between all the good things happening in Enid's surgery and having lost 4 dogs in the last few years. I said, I'm waiting for I called my best friend Jamie in Michigan, my twin. I call him my twin brother. Basically, people think we're twins. They think we're like brother and sister when they meet us. But I called Jamie and I'm like, look, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. And he goes, oh, I hear that. I know what you're saying. And I said, yeah, it's like all these great things have happened to me. Like, why? Nobody deserves this. Why do I deserve? It's all these great things are happening. Like, just when I think things can't get better, more great stuff happens, right? And I'm like, I go, I know I'm being, remember, do you know the movie LA Story with Steve Martin? I love that movie. If you've not seen LA Story with Steve Martin, it's very dated. Okay, it's very dated now, but the meaning of it is amazing. But when things are happening, he goes, I am being filmed. I know I am being filmed. When weird things happen to him, right? And that's how I feel. I'm like, I am being filmed. Someone is like, or I feel like I'm in that the Truman Show. And my husband and I joke about the Truman Show all the time. I'm like, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Because it's like, I got through my oral surgery was like boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's been rough getting through it. But I'm in the end zone, guys. I'm right there. The light is at the end of the tunnel. Once these last 2 teeth get put in, I'm done. Like, my teeth are fixed. It has been a multiple years long journey to do this. And a lot of money and a lot of saving. And a lot of working and saving. And I'm finally almost there. And then my dad, who's 94, makes it through a surgery that, like, I mean, that's a miracle. It's a miracle he's 94 and still here. Then he gets a heart valve replacement and has like a new lease on life. And he has like a new life. It's like he's been kind of reborn with this new heart valve and he feels great. He's been overdoing it. He needs to slow down. But that happened. And I'm like, oh my God, I still have my dad. And he has a new heart valve. He's going to be around for longer. And then I find out that my dog her leukemia is in check and it is not metastasized. She in fact has 0 things wrong with her other than we need to kick her immune system in a little bit. She had a little dip. But things are looking good for her and she has put on weight. She's doing great. She's barking and playing again. It's like I got the dog back that she has not been for like 6 or 8 months now. And I'm like, so then Enid had to have her space surgery. And I called Jamie, I go, what if? And he goes, don't do that. And I go, but what if? What if all these good things happen? And then what if something happens to Enid? I go, I can't, it's not fair. I go, it's not. And Peter Mon calls it borrowing trouble. So, but there's a part of you that you start to you want to borrow trouble because you're like, I don't deserve all these good things. When is the bad thing going to happen? And I know so many of you can relate to this. Everyone can relate to this. This is super relatable. So you're like, this good thing happened, this good thing happened. And you're like, wait, all these good things are happening. When is the bad thing going to happen? And I'm like, what is it going to be? And when is it going to happen? And what's it going to be? And oh my God, is it going to undo all the good stuff? And then I had a revelation a couple weeks ago. Enid had her surgery and everything went great. But the day before her surgery, I had a revelation when I talked to Jamie. And I was telling him, I'm so worried. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Because he goes, oh, I know. What is it with me and you? And we have this joke. We're like, it'll be sunny, but then there's this little black cloud just floating along behind us, just waiting to just go over our heads and zap us with lightning and pour and rain on our parade, right? And we always joke about it. We're like, why us? Why us? And I go, but I told him, I said, you know what I did? And he said, what? And I said, I was going, when is the other shoe going to drop? What is the bad thing that's going to happen? Who am I going to lose? What's somebody going to have? Something bad's going to happen. I know it. And I go, and then I said, you know what? Why do I think that I deserve a bad thing to happen to me? And that was the question that turned my thinking around. I'm like, my teeth fixed, my dad, Eliza, Enid, all of the stuff going on with their house, my husband's job going well, my job going well. you guys being here, having this channel for 5 years now. I'm on my 5-year anniversary of regular uploading. Although, okay, I've taken some long breaks, but I'm still here. I'm not waiting like, come on. There are people who will go like 6 months without uploading. And I do update on my community tab, by the way. I am a big community tab person. I love using the community tab. If you go to my homepage and go scroll to the right, it says community. I love to do posts on there. I'll share things. I'll share things from other channels, whatnot. Going on 5 years. My friends are healthy, knock on wood. Everyone in my family's doing great. And I thought, why? What is it in my brain? What is my brain broken thing that thinks I deserve something bad to happen to me now just because all these good things happen? And then I went, wait a minute. I don't deserve that. Nobody deserves that. Okay, maybe some people who are really evil and bring it on themselves. Okay, and you know who I'm talking about. There are bad people out there, right? But I mean, I'm always like, why? All I try to do is put good out into the world as much as I can. I try to make people smile. When I go out in public, I started this by saying I support small businesses. I like to share them here on my channel. I share them on my Instagram a lot. I go to the farmer's market and I tag places. I'll share indie makeup brands. I share stories of people and brands. I say, go follow this person, that person, whatever. I am very into rescuing animals. The reason I have so many ducks and chickens is a lot of them are rescues that I took in. And I took them in from people who either found abandoned roosters, they found abandoned ducks. They had ducks that, I have a pair of ducks that somebody had and couldn't keep because they moved to a townhouse. And I really, for a long time, I didn't say no to anyone, which is why I have a lot. I didn't say no. I took someone's entire flock in when they had to move. We have leukemia dog, we have blind, born without eyes dog, we have deaf dog, and my Enid, who is the glue holding me together with all of my other rescued animals. Eventually, I told my husband I do want to start fostering hospice dogs again because I've done that in the past. I've taken in hospice dogs that only have weeks to months to live, and I give them the best days of their life, and I spoil the heck out of them because I work from home, so I can be with them 24/7. Also, I have all this experience with dogs with health issues and things, so I have decades of experience with that. I do want to do that again in the future, but not yet, because Eliza needs my attention. While she is still here and has leukemia, I don't want to take focus off of her. However long Eliza is with us, I don't think I'm going to take any hospice dogs in unless it's an absolute emergency or something. But yeah, that's something I talked to my husband about, that I would like to do that again in the future. I'm always trying to put good into the universe and give back. I feed all these like animals in my yard and the birds and the deer and the squirrels, and I'm always like chasing deer out of the road and rescuing animals out of the road. But I will stop on the side of the road and pick up an animal and take them to Pocono Rehab or Pocono Wildlife Rehab or wherever. I'm not a person who can look away if an animal is hurt or anything like that. I just try to put as much good out into the world as I can. That's why I like this channel. I usually don't do ranty stuff. If I rant, I have a good reason. Are there things that I think are worth being mad at in this world? Yes, there are a lot of them. I'm not going to talk about them because there's lots of channels out there for that. Maybe my 6th or 7th channel will be an angry rant channel. It'll be my corner where I go and yell about stuff that makes me mad. But I'm not saying I don't get mad, I don't get depressed, I don't get frustrated. I struggle with all of those things. I struggle with a lot of depression issues from just being sad because I am very empathetic to animals and to people who are suffering. I look very witchy, but I'm very Buddhist. I really follow a lot of Buddhist beliefs. One thing I did, there's 2 things I did, if you're new here, that a lot of people don't know. People on my channel have been watching my vlogs for a while know now, but that I never talk about is in 2019, I graduated as a yoga teacher. I taught yoga and meditation, and I was teaching like crazy, working my butt off teaching that up until the pandemic happened and shut everything down. Now that I'm getting the floating deck out here and I have this little studio, I probably will be doing private yoga lessons again, so I'm kind of excited about that. I'll probably be teaching meditation and doing some stuff, but it's going to all be very private, and it's going to be word of mouth, friends of friends. Friends and friends of friends. Really what I want to do is have my friends come over and do like yoga. I've always wanted to do yoga in a bonfire. it's been something that's been in my head for like the past 5 years. I wanted to do yoga and bonfire, where we go outside at sunset and we do yoga and we relax, and then afterwards we open up some wine and we make s'mores and we have a bonfire and we all sit around together and have fun. And I thought that would be like the most fun thing in the world. Wouldn't you love that? I think that's awesome. Am I doing yoga with chickens? No, it's messy. No, don't ask. It's messy. It's messy. You do not want chicken poo on your yoga mat, trust me, or duck poo. Duck poo's even worse. I also, pre-COVID, I became a master gardener for the state of Pennsylvania. I am also a licensed poultry technician for the state of Pennsylvania through Penn State. I'm working on new gardens. I'm going to be doing presentations for the master gardeners this year, and I'm going to be working, and we do them through PowerPoints, and then locally we do presentations to people in the community. We go to like the nature centers, or we go to the master gardener's office and people come in and they do snacks and coffee and things, and I get up in front of a room of up to 40 people and do a whole presentation, which is why people say, you're so good at talking on YouTube. And I'm like, because I was a yoga teacher and I had to be in front of a classroom full of like 40 people and teach yoga. And that was a journey becoming. That's where I learned the most, is in my yoga teacher training, I think. But then also being a master gardener, I had to be able to stand up in front of a room full of people with a PowerPoint. Not only that, but I have plants on the table with hands-on things to show people, things to pass around the room, plants to pass around, or seeds, or things like that. I had to make handouts. I do the whole thing, right? And there's the PowerPoint thing in the computer, and I have to click through, next slide, and then talk about. And I have my whole speech and everything, and do an hour-long presentation for the general public. So doing YouTube for me was really natural, because I was already out in public doing a lot of public speaking things prior to 2020 coming on and talking on YouTube. It was weird at first. I look back at my old videos and it's very cringy. Now I'm so comfortable. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing master gardener stuff again, and doing yoga again, and teaching yoga again. That's another reason I'm losing weight. I'm getting back in shape. I'm really trying to get things more in balance, because I don't know, it's taken me 5 years post-COVID to find some balance again. And I really was one of those people that back during the pandemic, that I think everybody was saying, why me, why is this happening? And at the same time, we were also kind of feeling guilty, because we're like, well, we're still here. If you didn't lose anyone, you're lucky. If you didn't get lost during that time, you're lucky. If you didn't lose a family business or a multi-generational business, you're lucky. But you're still allowed to feel sad and upset about it, okay? And I said that in some other vlogs and things in the past. You're allowed to still be upset that things got all screwed up. But, you can be grateful and upset at the same time. And I guess that's where I'm at. I'm like, but it really turned for me recently when I said, why do I think I deserve for something bad to happen just because a bunch of good things have happened to me? And I've never said that in my life, you guys. Never in my life. I was not that person. I'm like, who am I? I'm turning into a hippie. I said, I'm a hippie goth now. I'm a gippy. I'm a goth hippie. I'm like, I don't deserve bad things to happen to me. I deserve all. And so I said to myself, and let me tell you, it was really awkward and very cringe for me to say, I deserve only good things in my life. I don't expect that bad things are going to happen to me. I don't deserve bad things to happen to me just because things are going well. And I think the more I started thinking that over the past few weeks, the more good things keep happening. And I'm like, this is what all those abundance manifestation mindsets are talking about. I've always been into that 369 manifestation and all the manifesting things. Now, manifesting doesn't mean you sit around and you wish for it, you work for it. My husband and I have worked our butts off. In our 25 years together, I'm a Capricorn, he's a Virgo. If you know about those two signs, Capricorn, Virgo are known as the king and queen power couple of this is our kingdom. We have created our kingdom. We are creating an empire. That is the kind of couple we are. We're not like a lay around, sit around couple. We don't do we have taken, in our 25 years together, we have taken 3 vacations. which is a little crazy. And I know people think it's nuts, but we're both workaholics. But what we love to do together is we love to work together. We love to work in the yard together. We were out here looking at like, oh my God, aren't you so excited to do that? We do flooring together. We do gardening together. We work in the yard together. We are building this life together. And he is just, I can never say enough good things about my husband. That's all. My husband and Enid, again, I'm like, why do I deserve, why? Oh, for the first first decade and a half, for the first 15 years of our being together, I was like, he would say, I love you so much. And I'm like, why? And I remember I used to say, what is wrong with you? Like, why? Are you crazy? Are you mental? Like, you got to screw loose because this, really? And I mean, at this point, he and I would take a bullet for each other. He's my best friend. He's my partner. We absolutely adore each other, and we are each other's world. And I think the thing what love does when you find the right person, you stop looking at yourself the way you look at yourself, and you start to mirror. I try to see in myself what he sees in me. And like I always tell him he's the greatest husband in the world. And he goes, I'm okay. And I go, you're better than okay. You are amazing, and you're incredible, and you're wonderful. And the more I say that to him, I'm like, you need to say that to yourself. Like, don't say, oh, I'm okay. I'm just all right. I don't know why you're with me. Stop saying that. Saying, yeah, I rock, and you rock as well. And we started saying that kind of as a joke. I'm like, yeah, I rock. You rock. We are awesome. We are the power couple. We are awesome together. We can make things happen. We make changes happen. We are building something. And it's like, that's what you need. That's what you want. And if you are not with that person, you need to work on it. Maybe go to therapy. I don't know, whatever you need to do, but that's the person that you need in your life. Is a person who mirrors back all that love back to you so you can give it to yourself. And this is such a cringy video for me because I have always been all about talking down about myself and saying I don't deserve things. My camera's going to stop again. Hold on. Okay, you're getting Janet. Hi, Janet. Hello, Janet. Janet's watching right now going, yay, super long vlog, and she's back. Here's how we're going to end this because, oh my God, look, it's 6:45 and my husband has not come out. He's probably still working. I am about to go stop that man from working to say, honey, we need to go to dinner. It's dinner time. We need to go eat some dinner right now. I'm getting hungry and I don't like to eat very late. That's another way I'm losing weight is I'm doing kind of like that 12-16 thing where I don't eat early. I get up really early. Oh my God, you guys, I've turned into that 5:30 in the morning getting up person, but I'll either nap or I'll go to bed super early, but I get up at between 3 and 5 in the morning. I don't eat a lot in the morning. Around noon or 1, I have protein shakes or I have yogurt or cereal or like really healthy stuff, fruit. God, the other day I had like a 60-gram protein shake with 3 bananas in it and strawberries. It's insane. It works for me. Now, what works for me might not work for you. This is not dietary advice. I always say, do not do what I do. Find what works for you, okay? Same thing, relationships, everything. Find what works for you. But I will tell you that I was the most negative Nancy in the world. And I never in my life until the last few weeks said, when's the other shoe going to drop? Something bad's going to happen. And then I said, no, why do I think I deserve this? I need to stop thinking that way. Changed my mindset. The more I keep saying, good things are happening, bring on all the good things. I'm very planny. I plan everything. Because I've not been on here doesn't mean I've not been working behind the scenes nonstop. So last thing I want to talk about is I want to tell you first off, if my dark soul of decades of being gothy, spooky, life sucks, everything is dark, the world is dark, everything's miserable, why are we here? If I can somehow wake up in the morning and say, okay, I do wake up in the morning and thank myself for everything too. I thank myself for my bed, my ceiling, my dogs, the room around me, my husband who helped us get to where we are now, all the choices we've made. I do like 5 to 10 things that I'm grateful for every morning when I wake up. And Peter Mons said you wake up in the morning and you say, are you ready to start your day? And I never did that my whole life until the last couple of weeks. There was one day I woke up and I said, are you ready to start your day? And I said, absolutely not. And I went back to bed. That was mainly because my teeth were hurting and I was very crabby because my teeth were hurting and I was starving and I was hangry. But I got over it. I went to bed. I got up again and I looked at Enid and I said, Enid, are we ready to get up and start our day? And now I say that to my dogs, which is really funny because of course they're always happy and ready to get up and start their day. So they are kind of like my cheerleaders. And I'm like, we're ready to get up and start our day. Let's go, guys. Let's go make breakfast and feed the birds and water the birds and do everything. I started like just, look, it's a fake it till you make it. If you have to be like, I deserve good things in my life. And in the back of your mind, you're like, ugh. Like, I deserve good things in my life. I deserve good things. I don't deserve bad things to happen to me. I don't deserve the bottom to fall out. I don't deserve the other shoe to drop. If you have to fake it till you make it, do that. Because I was kind of faking it till I made it. And then I went, but then just one day I actually believed it. I'm like, I don't deserve shit. You know what? I do not deserve all the bullshit to happen to me anymore. I don't. I've worked my butt off. First off, I have worked my butt off to get to where I have. Now, if you've worked your butt off and you can give yourself credit, pat yourself on the back right now, or as soon as you get done watching this, do something nice for yourself and give yourself credit when you work your butt off, okay? And don't be afraid to say, I worked my butt off and I deserve this. Now, if you're sitting around being lazy, then don't do that. And, you know, but don't be Kim Kardashian and say, nobody wants to work. It's like, there's a degree of empathy in there. Not everyone can do everything, right? So you do have to be empathetic. Not everybody has the opportunities I have, and I know that. Not everybody has the husband I have. Believe me, I know that. Guys like that are rare, and I am so lucky to have 3 of who I think are the most wonderful guys in the world in my life. My best friends, Jamie and Jeremy, and my husband. Awesome guys in my life. And it's funny that I also have my 3 brothers. So I've always been surrounded by men who are, there's so many men out there that are terrible. And I'm like, I just happen to be surrounded by all the best men. But I wasn't always. In my 20s to 30s, I surrounded myself by the worst men. Before I met Jamie and Jeremy, I surrounded myself with terrible men who treated me terribly and did terrible things. And my battery's gonna die. Hold on. Uh-oh, battery gonna die. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna have to hurry because this is my bad battery. Anyway, so yeah, back in my 20s to 30s, before I met my husband, I surrounded myself with very bad men who, because, you know, Enid goes, no, Mama, no. Look at her looking up at me. She's like, no, Mama, no. Why did you do that? Oh my goodness, baby. I did it because I didn't think I deserved to have anybody good. I didn't think I deserved to be treated nice. No, and that was because I was so bullied when I was a kid and people picked on me. It made me think I didn't deserve anything but to be picked on and bad stuff. But then I met Jamie and Jeremy and some other wonderful guys and my husband, and they made me believe in good guys. And they also made me believe in myself and that I didn't deserve that. So I think my point of saying nobody deserves all this is to say, stop saying nobody deserves all this as far as like the good things. Like, it's so easy to say, I don't deserve good things to happen to me because ... And it's always because you think that you're not worthy of it. You are worthy of good things, okay? You are worthy. Enid says, you are worthy of good things. Yes, listen to the smart puppy. You are worthy of things that make you smile every day and good things. And if you don't have those good things, you have to, I don't know. I mean, it's so hard because I think happiness is, you need to find your happiness where you find it. But you have to start inside yourself and then it works out from there. But this was not overnight. I'm not saying like, sit there and say, I deserve good things and tomorrow all good things are going to happen. Look, this has taken me a lifetime. This is 25 years of work to get to where I am, where I can say I deserve good things and I can start to believe it and I can start to feel motivated. But when you start to say that about yourself, okay, when I started saying Why do I think I deserve bad things to happen to me? I deserve good things to happen to me. That's when I said, oh my God, I'm going to start a booktube channel. Because you know what? I'm going to start a booktube channel. And I did. I have a booktube channel. It's out there. And hey, I love all the stuff we're doing around here. I really want to share my gardening knowledge. I want to share all my DIY stuff. I know how to put in flooring. I know how to paint. I know how to build things. I want to share my DIY stuff. We're going to build this all out. Why don't I do a channel for our home? So I want to have a home and garden channel. I want to have a booktube channel. So that is two of the things that believing in myself inspired me to want to do. Now, is it giving myself a lot more work and a lot less relaxation? Yeah, but I love doing this, and I'm a Capricorn and I'm a workaholic. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing those things. Now, the booktube channel, I had said in a vlog, I think I'm probably only going to upload like twice a week on there. Like the chicken said. So it's not going to be a ton of stuff. You know, it's going to be like what I'm reading this week and then what I read this week at the beginning and the end of the week. But I'm really excited about the booktube channel because what I'm going to be doing is tying the channels together. There's going to be an invisible, not so invisible thread, because a lot of the books I'm reading have to do with gardening, or there's stories that are like kind of my vibe. If you like the vibes over here, they're kind of those vibes. Some of them are gothy, some of them are spooky. I like thrillers, but I like a lot of historical books. I like a lot of nonfiction that's historical. I am reading a book called How to Be a Renaissance Woman, which is fascinating. It's going to be one of the first books I talk about on my channel. There's also one called The Moonlight Garden, because I am doing a moonlight garden in my yard. And I already have the plants growing. They're not blooming yet, which is why I haven't been able to do anything with it because the weather has been so crappy. But my moonflowers are growing like crazy, so I'm really excited about those. And I'm going to talk about the moonlight garden and why you should plant one if you can, because they're for night pollinators. That's going to bring my Master Gardener stuff into it. That will be on my home and garden channel. But I'll be doing the book review on my booktube, and then on this channel, I'll be like, if I vlog, I'll be doing, hey, what I did over here, and then I want to do like a makeup look inspired by my moonlight garden. See how that all, like a braid, it all kind of ties together. But it also separates things out. So if you guys like the vlogs and the makeup, that'll be over here. If you want to watch the DIY and the gardening and the home stuff, that'll be on the other channel. If you want to watch the booktube stuff, it'll be on the other channel. That way, I also want to keep this channel more clear for doing like my makeup, my skincare. Basically, it's going to be chatty get ready with me's and vlogs over here. And that's it. And I love that. This is my Smoky Glow channel. I always, like, Smoky Glow was one of my inspirations for this channel when back in like, I don't know, 2018, 19, 20, I watched her a lot and I'm like, I want to do that. I loved when she used to just sit by she had that little closet in the back and she would sit there and just do her makeup and chat. And the lighting wasn't even good. And it was like really, it was crazy. It was very like lo-fi. And I loved when she did that. And she would just talk about whatever she wanted to talk about and do her makeup. And she would maybe review stuff, maybe not. But I'm going to be basically shopping my stash using stuff I already have. I'll get new things here and there, but I'm not going to be pushing products. I will review things. I've been reviewing serums this year and sunscreen things and stuff like that. But I am not like buy, shop. I am so much more now into using my money to create a life that I love, not a life filled with stuff. I spent 2020 to like 2024 filling my life with stuff because that's what, it's like I was buying stuff to fill a space that I didn't know what to do with. And now I don't want stuff, I want experiences and I want to do things. It's like when you switch over from, and I think it was a change with me and my husband too, going, well, instead of buying each other stuff for anniversaries and birthdays, we do things together. Like I took him to a winery and we did like a winery thing. We'll actually go out and do something, or we'll go hiking and do like a hike and a picnic or something like that. The experiences are worth so much more than stuff that you buy. I mean, my channel, I would rather experience things and talk to, do things with you guys. Like, let's do my makeup in my garden. Let's do my makeup in my yard. Let's sit outside and talk about life stuff and do makeup and skincare, whatever. Because you know what I am really sick of, and I think a lot of people are sick of, is influencers who are basically glorified salespeople. And to them I say, in this economy, and we're doing well here, obviously, we're doing well here. We're on a serious budget the next year because we're doing our siding coming up. Oh my God, did I tell you guys? The siding is happening on our house too. So our house is getting new siding. We've got the outbuildings. I'm going to be doing the garden out here. We're finishing this up, and then we're going to be working on more landscaping in the backyard. But we're done, and then next year is going to be doing the driveway and landscaping the front yard. So there's going to be multiple projects here over the years. My husband wants to build a giant pond with a gazebo next to it out there somewhere. I'm like, I'm out on the pond. I go, I'm not in a rush for the pond because the ducks are just going to go in it and muck it all up. Don't get me started. Oh my God, everyone is like texting me. Jeremy sent me a text message and it says, it's 1979 and my brother and I are riding our bikes back from Perry Drugs after an hour of playing the Asteroids machine. We're about to get in the house and crack open one of these bad boys. It's a Grape Town Club. Grape Town Club. Talk about painting a picture. That is freaking awesome. Oh my God. If you're from Detroit and you remember Town Club, or from the Midwest and you know Town Club, comment below. That is like the greatest message from Jeremy right there. Where's I going with this? I don't know. I'm getting very tired now. I have to go get dinner. It's super late. He still hasn't come out, you guys. We've been talking like 2 hours. He's still not out here. He's killing me. Lordy. The guy will keep working all night if I don't go and stop him. Somewhere right now, Janet and some of the others of you are going, go stop him working. It's Friday and it's 7:07 and he's still working. This is going to go up really late tonight. I don't know if I'll put anything up tomorrow. I probably will. If I can, I'll put something up tomorrow and Sunday. But I don't even know if I touched on everything I wanted to touch on in this. I just wanted to really sit down and talk to you guys. I've been away a while and I just have had so many thoughts and so many things going on. But I am so grateful and so happy, and believe me, I know how, I don't want to say it's how lucky I am, but I know I'm lucky. I don't know why I'm lucky. I don't know how I'm lucky. I don't know why I have all this luck when other people struggle so much. But the one thing I can promise you is I will never take it for granted, and I will never be an ass about it. I am grateful every day. I mean, I really am. And I know everybody doesn't have the opportunities I have, and everybody doesn't have this kind of luck. But at the same time, I also know I've worked really hard. And it's a combination. I think it's a combination of mindset, work, luck, a lot of things. And if you're struggling out there, I care about you, and I'm sending you all the good vibes I can, and I hope that you can find gratitude in little things. And it's like watering a plant. You find something you're grateful for and you water it and you focus on that. And then it just, you let it grow and grow and grow. And I don't know. It's like, who is even talking right now? It doesn't sound like me. When I listen to myself talking, I feel like it's not me talking. Because I used to be so dark and so negative. And it's really weird. And there is a part of me, believe me, hey, listen, Dark NiteMare is not gone forever, all right? I still like the name NiteMare, and I always say, yeah, I like NiteMare, because I believe in the balance of light and dark is what I believe in. There is no light without darkness. There is no dark without light. You need both, right? You need both. Light and dark balance, right? Light, dark. There's going to be dark times. Bad things are going to happen. But you don't focus on the dark. You focus on, you do the shadow work and you work on the shadow work things and you go through dark times. But I always say, don't fight the dark times. Just don't unpack and live there. And I will go to my grave saying, don't unpack and live in the dark times, because I did for way too long. I was like, well, here I am. This is where I live now. Life just sucks. Everything sucks. The world sucks. Why was I born? Why am I here? That was me, like most of my life. Most of my life. Now I'm like, I am here, but why am I here? Obviously, I'm here for a reason. I need to make it something good, because the last thing the world needs is more dark ass bitches being crabby and bitching about everything, because there's plenty of those out there, and I don't want to really contribute to that. I don't want to contribute to the negativity. If somebody needs to be called out or some bullshit needs to be called out, you know I'm the one to do it, and I will do it. And if somebody is doing something shady or stupid, you know, I will call it out. But I don't wish anything bad on anyone. One of the reasons I like things that Peter Mon says, why I really resonate with him and he resonates with me, I think, is I believe what he does. I want us all to win. I want all of you guys out there watching to have what I have. I want you to find the guy who looks at you, or girl, or whoever that looks at you and says, the most perfect person in the world is already standing in front of me, so no one could ever take me away from you. I want you to find that. I want everyone to say, I believe things should be all good happening to me. I don't believe I'm stuck. I can get out of this. I mean, the scariest thing I ever did was leave everything and everyone I loved. But I had a lot of time, that so many years, 15 years of struggling and working and crawling through, going, when is it going to get easier? When is it going to get easier? And then one day we woke up and it was easier. And good things are happening. And it's like all this work. I told my husband, I go, isn't it amazing that now we're waking up and all this work we put in, like, you don't remember all the bad times. I mean, I remember some mornings waking up and going, why did I used to look out my front window because it faces west, and I used to look out the front window and just bawl my eyes out and cry, because I knew Michigan was out there. My family and my mom and dad and my friends were out there, and I'm like, why am I here? Why did I leave? This was the biggest mistake of my life. Why did I leave Michigan? And I would just cry alone in my living room. So my husband was gone like 70, 75 hours a week. And that was when he couldn't work from home yet. He was just gone. I wouldn't see him like the whole week. And I was just alone out here. Alone. Nobody. I didn't know anyone. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know how to get to stores. I had to learn everything out here. And I was so alone and I was so lost. I was so lost for the first years out here. And then one day it's like, now we woke up and it's like I have neighbors that I give eggs to, and I have friends who come over, and I have all these friends out here who are going, oh my God, when is the party? You know, the patio's done. They go, this looks like a party area. When is the party? And I said, I think this is the first year that we're going to throw our very first Halloween party in 17 years of living here. We're going to do an Oktoberfest for my husband for his birthday, because he was born on Oktoberfest the year he was born. And he was born in Germany on the very opening day of Oktoberfest the year he was born. The date changes every year, but he happened to be born on the opening date. So I think we're going to do Oktoberfest here and have friends over and do a big Oktoberfest party. I may hire an Oompa band if I can find one. That'd be hilarious. Invite neighbors over, have all my friends come over, have a big Oktoberfest party. I want to do yoga parties, yoga and bonfire. Once this garden is done over here, I'm going to have tea parties with the girlies, because I'm planting a garden that's going to be all herbs for tea. And I'm going to have like a little sitting area outside with an umbrella and a table in the middle of my flower garden, so we can hang out in here and then go out there and have tea parties out in the garden on the side. So I want to do all these things now, but I like all those years that I was so lonely here and I was so lost. And I'm like, we made the biggest mistake of our life moving here. But we didn't, because look what we have now. And if I would have told me, my closing thing is, if you would have told me from 2008 that this would be me now, I would never, ever have believed you. Ever. Never. I thought we were like doomed. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. I thought I was going to go crawling back to Michigan and have to move in with my old roommates again. And my husband was going to have to live in New York, and we did live 4 years apart, you guys. We did long distance for 4 years of our 25-year relationship. He lived in New York and I lived in Michigan, and we saw each other on the weekends for 4 years. And that was finally the breaking point. Was our first 8 years together. We were together for 4 years. The second 4 years of the 8 years, first 8 years we were together, he lived in New York and I was in Michigan. I finally said, okay, we've been together 8 years. Half of that we've been living apart. I can't do this anymore. We either need to, and he said, well, you need to find, I'm working too much. If you want to move out here, you need to make it happen. And I made it happen. I found this house I found a realtor. I set up all the viewings with her. We found this house and I arranged everything. I talked to the brokers, the realtors. I was doing everything with our old house back in Michigan, and I got us out here. And then I got out here and I went, oh my God, what have I done? This was a huge mistake. And it was overwhelming, but now here we are. And I'm sitting in a studio that I never saw. I never thought I would have this. This is what I've wanted my whole life. And I am so thankful. And I'm thankful to you guys who have been here for the last 5 years on this journey. Oh my God. I only wish that I would have been, if you look at my YouTube channel, when it started 16 years ago. We've lived here 17 years. I started my YouTube channel 16 years ago, and my very first videos were us living out here and being out on the Delaware River and the chickens and some of my dogs and things. And I started my channel to share my life here with my family back in Michigan and my friends. But I never really did anything with it. And then when the pandemic hit, Jeremy said, why don't you do something with your channel? And here we are. And now look at us. So now I'm looking at channel number 2 and 3 and possibly a 4th channel with yoga and tea parties and bonfires. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching. This has been the longest vlog in a while. And I am going to get out of here and go get my husband off of his computer. I'm going to pry his hands off his keyboard and force him to go to dinner with me. And we are going to toast to all our successes. Every time something good happens now, we go out. We have a date night. We went out on Tuesday night, you guys. Tuesday night. We went out on Tuesday night and toasted our success and had dinner out on a Tuesday. And we were there and I'm like, this is weird. Our regular server guy wasn't there. He was off that night. And I go, you know, in 17 years, we've never been here on a Tuesday night, which I thought was hilarious. But I'm like, who goes out on a Tuesday? Any time can be a time to celebrate. We made time on a Tuesday night to go out and celebrate. So, and that was because we took the dead trees down. There are no trees that are going to fall and destroy our house or my studio. There was a dying tree right behind this that in a storm would fall over. I did a vlog talking about the dead and dying trees, and I showed the trees that got knocked over in the storms. A couple of weeks ago, we lost some trees that got knocked over in storms. So we're like, we need to take care of this because we're going to get this stuff put in and trees are going to fall on it. And then I will be like, see, I said bad things would happen. So you know what? We helped that out. We got rid of the dead trees. They are hollow inside. They're like faux trees. They're like totally hollow inside. They were gone. So yeah, they are now back there. Oh my God, my deer's here. Wait, look out the window. I don't know if you can see him. I don't know if I'm showing him or wait, I don't know. We are currently on my phone. There he is. There's my little buck. Bucky. Should I name him Bucky Barnes? Bucky. Hi, buddy. Do you like the new studio? Do you like the new studio? What do you think? What do you think, pal? Let me zoom in. Sorry, I'm holding my phone. I had to So there's one of the guys. He comes around every day and eats the clover and the grass in the yard. I want to show you through here, but, well, there, you can see him. Okay. This is looking through the window that's right behind me. Here comes one of the girls. See, they're saying it's dinner time. They're all coming in and eating the grass in the yard. They come in and eat all this grass and all the weeds. That's my lawn mowing crew that is now here. There they are. Hi, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, girlie, what do you think of the new studio? Do you love it? You guys, if Enid wasn't in here, she would walk right up to me, this deer. So these two have been coming here for like the past year and a half, 2 years. That guy was born in the woods behind my house and he was a baby. And see, now I'm going to worry about him all fall and winter because I don't want anyone to unalive him. But yeah, they hang out in my yard. They come by every single night, every morning. He was actually sleeping in the woods right behind my chicken coop today. I love them. They are so sweet. And they mow the lawn for me. Okay, so I'm just turning this around so I can say from me and Enid, and now, oh, wait. I gotta get out of this chair without knocking everything over. Wait, let's see. See, they're right behind us. Where are they? My big hat's in the way. Oh, they're right there. Okay. So for me and Enid and the deer and the new studio, which I am in love with. The ceiling's actually really high over here. See, it goes up. Should that be our thumbnail? Okay, E, I'm gonna put you down. I have got to carry her into the fenced yard. Otherwise, she is going to go attack those deer. So, yep, this is it, guys. The lighting will be much better because I'll be actually have a couch and it's gonna be back here against this wall. So I'll have all of this light coming in this way. Welcome to the new YouTube studio and my art studio. And this deer is just staring at me. Oh, he just went behind the trees. He was looking in the window. It was so cute. Buddy! He's peeking at me. Look at him. Oh, they're going back there. Oh, there she is. She's back there now. So they're back there. They come through the woods right there and they just wander up and eat all the grass. I think it's time to go in, get your dad. What do you think? Yeah, do you like your new studio? Do you love it? You love it. She goes, I love it. I love it. Oh, so we didn't get to open the Vampire Freaks bag. So you're going to have to come back to that for that. And come back for that and more deer watching. But yeah. The next thing that'll get done is the electricals getting put in tomorrow and or Sunday. We're going to be working on that. I'll be helping my hubby with the electrical and wiring. So the flower garden is going to be out this side. It's going to go out there. I'm going to move my kayak and all that would have to go. So that little shed back there, see that one? The white one on the left, that's a chicken coop. This shed is brand new. The one with the double doors is brand new, and that just got delivered today as well. That is where all my chicken feed is now. So that is the chicken complex over there. And I know you want to go, and we got to go get your daddy. So that's where I was sitting. And it's very rough for now, but you know, it is what it is. Thanks for watching, and I will see you with Enid. Right, girly? We will see you soon from the new studio. I love you guys. I missed you. Welcome everybody new. It's going to be really fun fixing this up together. I want to do like hanging plants up here. Oh my God. There's going to be shelves along there. There's probably going to be shelves running. I know there's going to be shelves along there and there. Probably with some of my books and things. Oh, and then I could have one of those cool little, you guys, I can have one of those little ladders that's on the little wheels that you roll back and forth so I can get my books down. Oh, I always wanted one of those little wheelie ladders like they have in libraries, right, E? Oh, the deer are all coming in now. Look at them. They're everywhere. There's 3 out there now. Oh, all right. And my birds are all making noise. All right. We're out of here. Say bye, E. Bye, E.